All right, glad to have you back on Ivan Daybreak. Now we move over to the topic we have today. A lot of things are on social media. Something is trending, and I read a comment or the post talking about Jackpa. Well, it's been the topic on the social media for a very long time now. And this lady is saying, my mom wants me to have a court wedding because she wants me to jackpot, that is to travel out. I'm really confused. I just finished my NYSC and she wants me to get married to her friend's son because he needs someone to take along to the UK. I have a 3 years boyfriend and he's not last. That means she has a boyfriend she's been with for 3 years and she's not understanding me. She even said she's going to disown me if I don't do what she wants. Please, I really need advice. Well, before we move over to the advice that she had gotten from social media users, I have Samuel Ukata and Mercy Emmanuel right here, and we'll be doing this together. Samuel and Mercy, good morning.
Good morning, Margaret.
How are you doing?
Very fine.
Good morning.
Okay.
We are here to give the advice.
Okay, so they're here to give advice, as they have said. All right, then let me look at one of the comments. And then Flora at Ayang Balid, she said, you won't suffer? Question. Your mama go don't suffer well before she insisted you marry for the sake of Jackpa. If you love that your 3 years boyfriend, Jackpa with this one, make some money and bring the 3 years old one over so that you people can be cheating on this one. End of story.
Wow.
But before we move on to so many other advices that she had gotten, let me get thoughts. Let me get your thoughts on this particular story and what the young lady, the ordeal she's narrating. So what do you think, Mercy?
Okay, since you're starting with me.
Of course.
We all know the situation in Nigeria now. First, I'm going to support the mother.
Okay.
Yes. She wants to secure the future.
Of her child.
Yeah, she wants to secure. No, you can't blame the woman actually. She wants to secure the future. You don't think it's easy to have someone in the abroad?
So what really is future security? Because this person may not even be, you may secure your future abroad, but how sure are you that you even make it abroad? That's one. And also, how sure are you that the person you are with is going to aid your success? Because partnership or relationship marriages is about who would aid you in becoming who you are. So the mother wants to secure the child because we all believe that abroad is the best, the land of milk and honey. Well, but some persons, they really wouldn't. Some persons have gone abroad and after 15-20 years they're back with nothing to show for it. And also the person you're with, if your partner doesn't support your dream or is pulling you, he can take you abroad, fine, but what if he restricts you to so many things and he's not a good partner? So what really is future security? That's the thing.
So from this woman's perspective, I just want to say, I just think she's seeing this as an opportunity for her daughter to travel abroad. She understands that she's in love with a 3-year-old boy, 3 years relationship. But does the 3 years relationship really mean they're going to get married? We've seen stories of people that in 5 years relationship, some they even become Lord of the Rings at the end of the day, and they won't even get married. So the fact that she's been in there's a place of love, fine. But the fact that she's been in a 3 years relationship does not mean she will eventually get married to the guy. And of course, she just finished her NYSC. I'm not saying she can't get married to the guy, but the woman is seeing from this angle that, okay, even if it's your 3 years old relationship, what is the guy doing? Maybe we should start from that. Is the guy, is he working? Does he even have any vision? Does he look like someone that will make it in life?
How do they know who will make it in life? You should tell me so.
No, maybe the guy, I don't know, maybe the guy is not even working. Maybe he's not making any moves. And the woman is just saying, I don't see any future here, but this is an opportunity for you. Why not just make good use of this opportunity? We're not telling you to go and bring papers now. Now, paper is ready. Just attach yourself to this guy.
Wow. Okay, let me get Samuel's thoughts. Samuel.
All right. I don't really see anything wrong, for a parent to hook up their children with, possible suitors. I don't see anything wrong about that, because I believe every parent wish their children something good. I've never seen a parent who wish their children something bad or something evil. However, I feel balance needs to be applied here. How do I mean? You need to understand some certain things when doing that as a parent. You need to understand that, one, you are not the one that will live with that person you're hooking up your word with. You need to understand that. Two, you need to also understand that your action as a parent is not just about now. It's about the future, which boils down to the fact that the feelings of your child matters here, either now or later. Because what you're doing, you're just talking about now. You don't even know if that person you're hooking up your child with is compatible with your child. You don't even know if it is his spec or her spec. You don't even know if there is any emotion or feelings or anything, friendship around that child with that person you're hooking up with. This daughter of yours have been in a relationship with this guy for 3 years. If she's not compatible with this person, if she doesn't feel that I can live peacefully without having problems, without having issues with this person, she would have opted out. But she's happy. She's even telling you, I'm in a relationship with this guy, meaning that both are compatible. Also, she's seeing this guy as her spec. Her spec. Because if this individual in question is not her spec, nobody will tell her. She knows what she feels that is good for her. She would have opted out. And she has also built friendship around this person over time, meaning that with time, if things works out, they could get married. But this person you're hooking up with knows nothing about her, knows nothing about him. They've not even met. They've not even.
Don't say they've not met. You know, she's a friend's son.
The mother's friend.
Yes,
son.
so maybe they are family.
They might just
family
be friends.
Basically, you're just giving this
They
guy
might just
some landing.
they might just be friends,
But they
but
don't really know
nothing
each other.
serious might be attached with these two people.
All right.
You get so.
something-
And okay, let me just let me conclude. And what the woman is also talking about is not just friendship. She's talking about marriage, not
Which
just
is a lifetime.
which is a lifetime thing. So she has to be very careful with what she's doing. That's just my own take on
But
that.
she say marriage, so people can jackpot. So they can jackpot and then go their separate
Messi
ways.
is about jackpotting, but let's hear something.
Well, the story is it's complex. You know, it's pregnant with meanings and various layers. You look at there's the place of coercion there, where the lady said the mother threatened to disown her. No one is looking at that point. Everyone is more interested in, oh, it's either love or, you know, relocation, jackpot as it were. But as you've said, what's the assurance that if they relocate, things would even get better? We've seen people relocate and they struggle. It takes time for them to pick up. Now, there are different layers to this story. The first thing is, it's obvious the mother has a clear-cut vision of what she wants for her daughter. But considering the girl said she just finished NYC, she's an adult and should also make certain decisions for herself, especially when it comes to the choice of a life partner. You know, parents definitely can have an input in terms of, you know, guiding, but the ultimate decision to choose, you would expect to be with the child. Again, culture has evolved. There was a time, you know, you don't even get to meet them. Yorubas have what they call a larino. There's always a middleman at the time. You know, you just have one family meet with the other family, and the children just meet one way or the other, you know, without
Even
having
something called betrothed. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. You know, so that's why I use the word middleman, so that, you know, we can understand better. But that has evolved. That culture has evolved. When people come up with, oh, social culture, it's culture, it's culture. As I said, culture basically is what a way of life for people's way of life, and then that way of life changes with time. There was a time, for example, it was an in thing for women to not to work. You know, they were housewives. But now that way of life has changed. So the issue of choosing a life partner, you would expect that at this point, at this age, should ultimately rest with the child, who in question says she has a 3-year relationship. Now, that in itself is ambiguous, because we do not know if, as you've said,
If they will get married
they
eventually.
will get married. We do not know if, in quote, you know, as you've said from
If
a
the guy
mother's
has vision.
perspective, that if does the guy have a
Future ambition.
exactly, and all of that. So parents come from that angle when they, you know, I won't say interrupt, but when they, you know, chip in their own quota towards guiding their child or their words to make decisions when it comes to marriage. They're looking at, okay, this person you want to be with is the person of good characters, you know, moral, is the person from a good home, is the person financially stable enough to take care of you and start a family. Those are the concerns of parents. But as I said earlier, ultimately you expect the child to make the ultimate decision of choosing who to go with. That's one. Two, I said earlier that there's the place of threats here. The mother threatening to disown is a red flag
overboard, yeah.
simply because she's trying to force her will on that child. Again, you look at it, if a child is not in love, as Sam said, they probably don't know each other. I understand, yes, or your friend's son, maybe I've not even seen your friend's son in probably 10 years, or I know him but we're not even close, we do not even have the basic relationship, how much more something as cordial as we getting married. And then you now look at the context of, because you want to relocate, I want you to get married to this person and get moving. What are the plans in place for me? The girl probably has her own, dreams and goals and how she wants to go about it. So I think it's not neither white nor black, in terms of the entire situation. But you can understand the perspective of the mother. But as I said, ultimately the lady should be the one also
Margaret,
giving
I want
that
to
decision.
come in here. Yeah, I understand that place of threat, but you know the way mothers do most times. She might not mean it like 100%.
Well, we've seen parents.
Yes, I know there are some that will mean it. She might not mean it. She might just say, okay, maybe if I threaten her, she will listen.
But that's also wrong.
But there's this adage in Yoruba that what an elder says, sitting. Even if you stand on your toes.
The same way we've seen parents also guide children to wrong marriages.
So I'm talking from this woman angle. And you're talking about, okay, what if they get to maybe to UK or US and they didn't make it? They will make it though.
How sure are you?
They will make it. I'm just talking from the woman's angle.
Just very briefly, what if both of them successfully goes over there just because she wants her wish to take place, and they get there, the guy decides to dump her and go for somebody else?
Exactly.
Because you have to remember that abroad they call it the magic moment. We have so much or so many influences there. So it's possible that things of that nature
can happen. So if you know
happen.
where this woman is coming from, the goal is not even the marriage. I don't think you get it.
Yes, I know.
The goal from this woman angle is let her just jack.
But she should
Okay. They can get there and go their separate ways.
But then what's the happiness of the parent? That's why I said you as a parent need to consider the fact that this is not just today. You're talking about the future.
And you said she has a 3 years. Okay, she has a 3 years relationship here in Nigeria.
Even if she doesn't have a 3 years relationship.
What if she planned with her boyfriend a 3 years relationship? Wait, this is our plan.
Mercy.
I'll follow in Margaret. Wait, I'll follow him. We'll get married. We'll get there. I'll scatter table.
Mercy. Hold on. You know when people are wanting to do things, UK is not the end of life. That's the point. When people are leaving Nigeria leaving Nigeria to another country, or leaving another country to Nigeria, and you now burn bridges, burn relationships. If this is your friend's son, you guys have obviously known for a while, and because of that means the mother in herself, I'm looking at it from another angle. I'll come to the positive side I'm saying, but the mother in herself doesn't even consider that friend a friend. If you want just your daughter, just for the interest of your daughter, then later the opportunity, that means you are what's the word now, you are feasting on some other person's opportunity, so you're feasting on the next person. And if I call you my friend, I shouldn't want to something as marriage is delicate. What if the mother has the intention of her daughter leaving, then not about the marriage, but what if the man now falls in love with this girl?
But the thing is,
then you end up being sad.
The thing is, we don't know the full story.
Actually,
and we're just speaking it from
some different angles. Which is, of course, it's okay to assume different angles because we were not there. But another angle now, I've talked about the negative part that nobody should be put through such emotional trauma because of personal interest. You can make your money and leave and travel without hurting the next person. You don't necessarily need, I don't think I need to start doing a court wedding to someone who wants to go. What happens to working hard and going out and traveling on my own?
That's a lazy mother, honestly speaking.
I feel that's like a mentality of a pest, or rather a parasite. You don't feast on people because you want to get something from them. That aside, but the mother, some mothers have suffered so much.
Like the comment you read.
Yeah, some mothers have suffered so much, and they do not want their children to suffer like them. And now they go over it overboard. It now looks like they like your future more than yourself. A lot of African parents are on this table. They'll tell you, probably parents who have wouldn't have so much to fend for their children. When you grow up, they'll tell you, don't marry a poor man, no. Don't bring a poor man into this house, so because your mother literally had suffered. She knows what it means not to have 3 square meals. So she's telling you, you cannot bring a poor man, not because she doesn't want you to be happy, but because she feels like love is there, but when there's money, love is sweeter. And so these are different perspectives. Now, still talking about the advice that Nigerians would give people, some bad advice, good advice. Someone said, marry him, jackpot with him, don't allow him touch you, file for divorce when you get to the UK,
yes.
Run away from him and invite your boyfriend when your leg is strong. Okay,
that's
now
one plan.
if you look at asking social media users for advice, it may not be the very good advice you get. But someone else said 3 years relationship without marriage, Abi, maybe by 6 years time will still be in that same relationship, but by 6 years time you will still be in that same relationship without direction, perhaps a log of hopes and wait. My advice is that you travel with the person you have seen for a better life. Relationship of 3 years no help you. What happened to loyalty again?
The issue again is, when people come up with time frame for relationships, it's a bit ridiculous.
Who made that?
You know why? The lady said she just finished NYC.
Yeah.
So it's apparent that she started dating during her university days. You don't expect them to, in quotes, all of a sudden, especially if they're not from wealthy homes, all of a sudden both parties have the the money to start a family, get married and all of that. It will take time. It could be a year after NYC when they began to work and all of that.
Eventually
now
get married?
I'm not disputing. What I'm saying is the fellow who said, oh, they could spend 6 years and all of that, again, it's not relative on the basis of the relationship being feasible in terms of marriage or not. Because if someone says I just finished NYSC, which is a year, and I have a 3 years relationship, it means the person started dating during the university days. You don't expect that, okay, within that 3 year span, all of them both parties are ready to get married. Some are lucky, yes, in their final year they get married, and others are not. It probably has to take a year or two after service when they begin to work.
So that's if she's dating, if she
continues that relationship, that 3 years relationship.
That means if she was dating
a working class,
a student, but if she was dating a working class, probably one would have expected that final year, I'm dating someone who had finished school.
Exactly.
One would expect that he must have been working.
That's why I said some people get married in their final year in school. That's because they are dating a working class fellow. So all of these things are based on perspectives. I think the mother was also being forceful in terms of trying to push our own personal interest. We do not have, the full grasp of what's really happening. That's why I said earlier that it's complex and pregnant with meanings, because there are several layers to it. But I think as a mother, when you come up with that saying that, oh, what an adult sees when sitting, even if a child goes to, it doesn't work. Those things are relative. We've had instances where parents, mislead their children, and at the end of the day, it's the child that is really suffering.
They make mistakes too.
On the flip side, we've also seen parents, lead their children, and the choice is right. So I think we need to be mindful about all of these things, and you cannot dispute or discredit someone else's feeling or perspective just to force yours. In this instance, from the story we've seen, or we've been told rather, it's almost like the mother is forceful and is ignoring entirely that of the child. Did I say child? The adults in question.
We still have child. Somebody want to say something.
All right. As parents, we need to also be very careful, when it comes to our words. Yes, like I said, as a parent, you wish your children well, but then you're not in the picture with these two individuals. We've seen situations whereby people who are in a relationship for 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, and they got married. Why I say we're not in the picture with these people, we do not know why it is taking that long.
But 3 years is not even long.
No, I'm even saying because I don't think time should be a factor. I don't think time should be a factor. What I think as a parent we need to understand is, if we feel we should be in the picture, if we on the probability, then we should now start asking, why is it taking that long? Are you guys trying to study yourself? Are you guys trying to work things out financially so that you guys can get married? There could be factors making this relationship stay this long. So we should not just be too quick about the time. We should try as much as we can to ask the individuals, what is the reason why you guys are taking this long to get settled? I think with that, then both parties can open up to say, okay, these are our challenges, and we are comfortable with that because we believe we can sort things out.
All right.
And I think that's the best
before what's the next comment you're saying about?
Okay, so I wanted to say, because we don't really know the full story. So I wanted to say, okay, what if the woman really knows the 3 years relationship guy?
That angle,
yes, maybe she knows the guy, and she realized this guy is not, I said it earlier, maybe he's not even making any moves. There are some guys that they are just relaxed.
Yeah.
okay, our daughter has gone to school, she has finished her NYSC, she's trying to make steps at least to become someone in life. But maybe this guy is just someone that is relaxed. Maybe, okay, he has a business, he's managing it. But he's not pushing hard. And the woman is not seeing any prospect in this. Like, this guy is not, the future ambition is on a very low level. And the woman will just, okay, and my friend, this is my friend's son. He has a future. You know the way mothers used to matchmake their children most times. Okay, it's my friend's son, and you push to get married. I'm still supporting the woman.
Yeah, it's okay to support who you want to support.
But shouldn't there be a time frame as well for them to really get to know each other?
They might be childhood friends. They might be childhood friends.
Does not necessarily equate to.
The thing is, they might even be friends.
It still doesn't equate to being in a relationship. Now, I understand if, for example, the 3-year-old relationship has no prospects in terms of the mother not seeing ambition either from the guy or the relationship itself being, marriageable in that sense. But you look at the issue of, okay, I want you to leave this because it's not working, and then you're showing
I don't want you to follow that guy again.
And you're showing her into a marriage almost immediately. Like, where's the time frame for that relationship to even materialize? And again, we do not know the time frame for the jackpot now, because from all angles, the lady said the friend's son wants someone
to take to the
Attache. So now there could be a time frame, probably by November now. Maybe the guy has to travel by December or January. So the woman is literally forcing the child to get married, within that time frame, even without any relationship or courtship or whatever you want to call it.
That they can travel out there and be
as my folks,
and become so compatible and love themselves.
Hold on. If it's about Jackpot and she's her friend's son, and as friends, probably they've known each other from childhood, let me assume that, and they want to, why does it have to be with a court wedding? Can't you help someone to jackpot with you?
For the papers.
For the paper thing, yeah. Okay, now the thing, another part of it is now time frame. Even if I've known someone from childhood, someone once said to me that relationships exposes your flaws. You may think you know something so well. You've been friends with him since he was 6. He was 6, you were 10, or he was 10, you were 4. You've been friends with him for long. But when you get into a relationship, you realize that these things don't work the way it works in our head. Someone who has been married for about 2 years or a year plus said to me, I started dating my husband in 2007. They got married in 2020, and as we speak now, they are looking to file a divorce. How? So someone started in 2007, you would assume
from secondary school days.
You would assume you know this person. It doesn't work the way it works. Now in our head we expect that I have known something from 10. Now some people works like that. We've been friends since we were 10, and we marry and it's perfect. But some other persons, when you enter a relationship with them, you now realize he doesn't like to flush the toilet where he uses it. She doesn't like to press the toothpaste from under. All of these things will now start causing friction. But this is your friend from childhood, so it doesn't work. I wish these things work the way it works in our head. But probably life would have been so easy. I've known something. We'll be working as colleagues and we'll get married and everything will be smooth and fine.
Like covering clothes.
That would be maybe I like to eat. He likes yam pounded. I tell him I like poundo. I said, bro, if you cannot use poundo yam or use yam pounder, he said, no, my wife must pound it. He will be fresh, but this thing starts causing friction.
You will make his pounded yam. You will make your poundo yam.
Who have that kind of energy? Let's look at the comments right there. And Daniel Vega, he responds to almost everything. He says, marriage isn't a compensation, and one shouldn't go into relationship with strings attached.